right, this review is for the Bissell Little Green Pro Heat Spot Cleaner. All right, so we got this a few years ago thinking this will be great. We're really going to use it. After we got it, we started to second guess and wonder whether we should just get rid of it, whether it's taking up space. Are we really going to use it that much? And now, a few years later, the answer is yes. Yes, this has been so handy. We are using it. We've got kids, so spills on the carpet, spills on the couches. Last week, everyone was sick and throwing up. Gross, I know. This was so handy. This was so handy to be able to just clean up and spot clean some of the messes that happen. I mean, everybody's eating in the living room because they're sick or eating in their beds. Things are spilling, all kinds of stuff. And it just helps keep the house clean and not stinking. Our sister-in-law at one point was borrowing us like crazy when she first got her puppy, and the puppy was learning how to potty train. This has just been a super handy unit. There's, of course, there's stretches of like 6 months where we don't use this at all, but then it'll get used like crazy for a couple weeks at a time. And when we do need it, we are so glad we have it, and it just tucks away. Unlike a large conventional carpet cleaner that would take a lot more work to get out. One of our hesitancies when we were first looking at getting this was, is this really going to work? Is this actually going to clean a carpet? Is it actually going to clean furniture? Is it going to be powerful enough? Is it actually going to get stuff clean? And the answer is surprisingly yes. Now, it's not a big carpet cleaning unit. It's not going to quite do the same thing, but compared to having the mess and effort of having to get out a big carpet cleaner and doing a deep clean, this just keeps things tidy until the time is right for that. But it actually does do a surprisingly good job. Just having the ability to have a wet vacuum, so you're spraying water into the fabric and then pulling it out, that by itself does an incredible amount of work in cleaning stuff out, compared to just spraying it down with a spray, say, and then scrubbing it with a cloth. That doesn't really get stuff out of the carpet. This does, because it's got a decently powerful vacuum cleaner that's pulling the water back out of the fabric. All right, so what's on here? This is just the basic version. We've got our power cord. We've, of course, got the spot cleaner vacuum. We got the hose. It wraps around nicely and tidy all the way around here. And then we basically have 2 tanks. We've got our clean water, and then we've got our dirty water tank. So this is where all the water starts, is in this unit here. And it just pops off like that. So we got our clean water cistern. We've got a little rubber stop at the top that you fill the tank with. And then you close that up because, of course, it is being sucked out via vacuum. So if it's not sealed, it's not going to suck out. And they've got a recommended amount of carpet cleaner you can put in here. We don't usually use the carpet cleaner. We often actually just add some vinegar and maybe some essential oils into here. That works for us, but it did come with a sample of the carpet cleaner, and it did work great. It really did work great. So if we were doing something more vigorous on a frequent basis, we probably would be doing that too, just because it does work really well. And then they've got some markings for filling it up. And then this little spot here is where it exits the exits the tank. So when it's out, it doesn't spill. It's all kind of leak proof. I just pressed it here because there's a little spoke that'll push up and let the water out. But when it's not in the carpet cleaner itself, it's all not going to be spilling all over, which makes it really handy. You're not worried about water leaking everywhere. We've had devices in the past where when you pick this up, you're always like struggling trying to get the thing back on before water is all over the place. That's not a problem with this. And it all just clicks back together super easy. And then we've got our dirty side. So after you've sprayed it on the carpet. So this tank is looking a little ugly. I probably should do a little bit more of a clean on it. We've got a access here for, once again, so I could tilt this, I could drain the water out from there. Once again, you want to keep it sealed so that the vacuum pressure doesn't get let out. And then if I want to do a really good clean, so the water's coming up and being shot into this unit through here, but this all comes apart so that you have a really easy to clean. If you're sucking up anything gross, you can kind of put a sanitizer in there and wash it out really easy, and keep it, you know, not from being too gross. It's a dirty thing, but you want it to be somewhat clean, right? Oh, yeah, so that was a question we had. So one of the things that's worth noting is that this is called the Pro Heat. And one of the things we couldn't figure out when we were looking at the listing is, does it actually heat the water? And the answer is no. No, it does not. It doesn't have any kind of heater in there. And so the heat is actually in reference to the fact that you can put hot water in this clean water cistern. And so the whole unit is rated for having warm water in it. It doesn't have to be cold. It won't wreck it if you put hot water in there. And the hot water will, of course, help you clean, but it won't keep it hot. It won't take that long for it to cool down, even because this is not insulated. So that's just something to be aware of. And then of course, we've got our sprayer heads here. So they've got some nice places for them to live on the back here. So this hose comes off, unwraps. So this is our sprayer hose. So you can tell that we've been using it. It's a little dirty. And we've basically just got a trigger. I don't know if you could see that. A trigger right there. It doesn't take much. Just squeeze it, and that will spray water. I don't have a desk. I really should have a desk to make this a little easier. And that sprays water from here, sprays a little fan out in front, right where you're working with the scrubber head, so that it kind of wets the carpet. Your carpet cleaning solution and the water are hitting there. And then these bristles, you can scrub the floor with these bristles. And then this part here, there's a vacuum right along in here that's sucking the water back up and through the hose back into the dirty water container. So you spray, you scrub, and you're sucking all at once. You're only spraying when you're pressing the trigger, so you have good control of where the water is going. And this method actually works really, really well. It works really well, especially for spot cleaning on furniture or little messes that happen on your carpet. All right, this is also really easy to clean. There's a little release button here that pops this off so that you can clean inside where the vacuum is spraying. And then in addition to that, because once again, this little spot cleaner, you're sucking up all kinds of gross stuff when you are working with spot cleaning. This whole head, there's another little, I don't know if you can see it there, but there's another just little push button that you can push, and this whole head comes off, so you can rinse in there, rinse the whole thing out, get it clean. But then, of course, we want all of the hoses and things in here to be clean. And so they've got this nice little attachment. It just attaches down at the base of the hose, so it doesn't get lost, you don't lose it. And it just pops on here, like that. And what that does is when you press the water trigger, it sprays up and right back into the hose. So now you're just running clean water through the system to wash everything out, keep it super sanitized, keep it from getting too gross and gunky. I'm looking at this whole thing and thinking, I need to do that again with this. It's been a little while since I've cleaned it properly, but it really doesn't take very long to clean it. It doesn't make a big mess. It's not too much of an effort, which is really important to me because I don't want to buy a tool that maybe does a great job cleaning, but I have to take half an hour cleaning out the thing after I did a 30-second spot clean. That's just not going to work for me. So I'm really happy with the way that this cleans, how it cleans carpets, how it cleans upholstery, cleans up our messes, but then also how easy it is to just clean and maintain the unit so that it stays actually working fresh. And when you go to get it out of the closet, you're not like, that's just going to make it worse. Bissell has done a really good job making it user-friendly maintenance. Put this head back on here. All right, so that is the Bissell Little Green Pro Heat Spot Cleaner. I hope you found this review helpful, and thank you for watching.